All right, guys, we'll try this when I'm really here this time. Holy cow. Those of you that were watching before and came back, thank you. But I had an unexpected visitor that had a softball, was at the door, and my children decided that they don't want to listen a little more than they already have today. So they got persuaded they should go to bed. But let's see here. We'll wait for a couple people to get on here and we'll try this. Is everybody had a good week? I have been under the weather. Not very fun, let me tell you. I'm not one that gets sick well and likes things when I'm sick. Still kind of fighting it. How you doing, Dan? Exactly. We're going to try this again. Kevin's there. Kevin saved the day. Jerry, how you doing, Zachary? Mr. Nitzel's watching. Let's see. So we'll kind of recap. This is kind of throwback in my kitchen. Again, like I said, I've been under the weather and I've been having it's one of those weeks I'm glad it's over. And I'm like ready for another week to begin just for the fact of, I don't even want to say this because this could be bad. How could it get any worse? Which, dangerous, Kevin. Very, very dangerous, huh, Kevin? Saying that? So, first off, I was sick. And I don't get, what in the heck is going on here? I don't have a Kevin again tonight, and if you can't tell, I'm making it interesting. But, so, let's see. Let me grab my pop. I'm over here. You can't see me. Okay. So, I was sick. I got sick and it was not fun. When I drive 6 miles and have to pull over 4 times and re-look at what I ate the night before for supper, it's not a good time. So I was under the weather for, a couple days. We tried to... this was a nightmare too, guys. This was a big nightmare. We had, let's start here. We had the poll on there. One of the pro staff, Hunter Fredericks, and I were going to go fishing. And quite a few of you voted on there who was going to get to pick the lake, Hunter or myself. I think I won, 65 to 35. It was actually pretty close. I told Hunter to get on there and get all his cronies to start voting, but it looked like I won. What's going on, Jose? How you doing, Larry? We did not go fishing, as you can see. The weather here in the Midwest, and I think quite a bit other places around the United States, has been like crap, like horrible. Like all kinds of rain. Like we're looking at like another 4 to 6 inches of rain by like Wednesday or something. Really? I thought I saw dust the other day and I made a joke about it when it was raining. Now it's just going a little crazy. How's Jamie Fallis doing? How's Jamie doing? Hopefully, are you doing better, Jose? Hopefully Jose's doing better. A lot of the people that knew me, Dan, actually voted for Hunter. It was kind of funny, but then all kinds of other people jumped in, and I don't know, maybe more people know Hunter Fredericks on the pro staff than me, and that's why they all picked me. I don't know, because it looked like everybody I knew, or personally on a pretty decent basis, I thought was voting for him, which was kind of good. He can probably fish better than I can anyways. But we'll be able to see that, but we couldn't do that because the weather's been ridiculous. Just ridiculous as far as that. So we didn't go out and do fishing. So when I'm breaking this fever, I grab the Dart Spectra with the CBE Hybrid Engage 5-pin adjustable sight that we got. If you want to get one of those, you can get it over at the Archery Shack in Lenox, South Dakota. Quality bow equipment. Very, very, very good sight. And it's adjustable. But I said, all right, I got to sight in with my floating pin 30 yards and 60 yards to be able to put this sight tape on there. So I decided I'm going to go to an outdoor range, still sick, and sight in 60. I already had 30 inside the Archery Shack. So I sight in 60 outside in about 25 mile an hour crosswind. And I'm just looking at the right height because I know that it's going to blow it. Obviously, the wind was out of the northeast that day, and I knew it was going to blow it to the right, which would be west. So I got that pretty close. Thought I figured out the sight tape. Been waiting for a couple weeks for arrows to come because the arrows I need, you guys know, for me to go prairie dog hunting, the arrows that I need have to be spot on. The .001 of plus or minus, they need to be precise because I'm basically shooting at like this at 100 yards with a bow and arrow. And I need it dialed in. That's where I need the good equipment. The Dart Spectra E, the CBE 5-pin adjustable, everything right down. I need my equipment great. I need a good arrow. I know I got a good broadhead. There's no question there. We got all kinds of broadheads waiting, and we're waiting for these arrows. The arrows don't show the first week. Then they show up the next week. And all kinds of problems. But, sometimes there's problems. They say good things come to those that wait. I don't know. They've been telling me all kinds of stuff. I'm saying I can't go prairie dog hunting. It's got to be all about me, right? Shouldn't it be all about the bearded redneck? I mean, that's the way it should be. I don't know. So we're trying to stay calm about it. We don't want to dog the arrow company or anything like that. They're going to figure it out. They're going to work it out. And like I said, this is trial and error with what we're shooting, with the speed, with the different stuff, with the micro diameter arrows. It's given us some time and it's some frustration. So we're going to throw some other arrows into the mix. We're going to throw some other stuff in there. And if this is going to take us longer, our buddy Jamie Fallis told us that the best time is going to be right at the beginning of June anyways. So we got like another week or two to where he thinks it's going to be prime time as far as to go after shooting prairie dogs. So if we got to wait another week or two, I don't want to go out there and then walk way out wherever I need to and get ready to do this and get all set up if I know I'm going to have a difficult enough time just with my skill level shooting the bow 100 yards and being accurate in South Dakota weather because it's probably going to be raining and windy or something to know the way things are going here. But so we'll take our time and get that stuff dialed in. But it's been very, very, very frustrating, I guess, to put it the nice. But we'll get it figured out. But it didn't get figured out this weekend. So we got the arrow dilemma thing going on. That's just been... How many people saw that it was Kevin's birthday? Did everybody see it was Kevin's birthday? Now my question is what'd you get him? Because I was hoping if you guys got him enough gifts, maybe I wouldn't have to get him something. And if you don't want to get Kevin something, that's fine. Just send me candy. But no, seriously, Kevin had a birthday. Kevin came back. Kevin's all over the place going crazy. He's actually like barbecued tonight and like has some people over and doing some things. I just wanted this to be lax, chill, and just kind of just hang out and chit chat. If I see how you doing, Jeff. Steven says it's raining all the way in New York. I mean, if it's raining all the way there too, I mean, I'm pretty much, it's like blasted. It's like topographic crazy map, with all this stuff going on. Good to hear that, Jamie. So we had the arrow dilemma we dealt with. We were sick this week. We couldn't go fishing. Let's see. What could we do? What could we do? Well, we went out yesterday. We had a plan. We went out with a friend of ours yesterday. And we said, we're going to go out and we're going to try to shoot fish with the bow. So we got the bow set up. We got all the stuff on the old Darton. We got the bow fishing stuff on here. You know, you start putting all this equipment on here, this bow's pretty heavy to carry. I got to weigh this thing with all this bow fishing stuff and the heavy arrow and all this stuff. Either that or I'm getting a little soft because it seemed pretty heavy. See, Jeff in Michigan saying it's raining. Does anybody, how you doing, Wes? How you doing, Joe? Has anybody got it where there's no rain where you're at? Because maybe the bearded redneck will come visit you. There's just rain everywhere. It's just crazy. So I decided I'm going to go out with my bow fishing stuff yesterday. And I'm going to go shoot some carp because everything's flooded. And I wanted to get some cool stuff. And I was actually going to take one of the Zeus's. Good gosh, the lighting. See when I'm here, look at the lighting, how horrible it is. Kevin gets all that stuff good. But I was going to put a Zeus on one of the arrows too, just to see what it'd do. And I was going to have some fun. I was going to shoot some fish. Well, when it rains the night before, what's the water do everywhere? I knew this, but I didn't want to stay home and I wanted to get out because I'd been sick and all this stuff going on. So I see 3 fish all day. I shot at a gar probably about 2 foot from me. Probably about a 2.5 foot gar. Not a very big one. And I missed it. Shot right over its back. Just barely, like, touched the top of it. How you doing, Sean? I've been seeing the walleyes are thick with you, Dan. I've been seeing that. You've been having some pretty good posts there. So, really didn't have good with that. But we stopped a few places. And I don't know, I saw those mushrooms. Look at these. I don't know what I got. 5 or 6 pounds of morel mushrooms yesterday, and I didn't want to look for them the whole time. My buddy that was with me wanted to like stop by every dead elm tree and by this and that, and the way the moon was and the sun phase, and he gets all into that stuff, but I wanted to shoot fish. So, there was a lot of spots we didn't stop, but got some asparagus, got some morel mushrooms. We already got some walleye and some perch from our Devil's Lake excursion this last, in March. So we're going to have some kind of food fry type little thing. Who knows? Maybe we'll have to invite some of the people, some of the fans from around the area or something. Maybe we'll do like a follower or fan appreciation thing. Give some stuff away. That might be kind of fun. I don't know. We'll have to do something. I don't think they're those kind of mushrooms, Andrew. But who knows? Maybe I did eat a couple of morels before I got sick. Somebody else told me they were poisonous, but they told me to send them to them. I mean, that's like a caring follower, isn't it? Make sure the stuff gets far away from me. I don't know. If you guys haven't had morel mushrooms, they're delicious. But Dan Gark had some of those pheasant backs. And I bet you I could have picked a whole 50-gallon hefty garbage sack full of those things. They're everywhere. I mean, anywhere from like this big down to this big. They were everywhere. I didn't pick any. So Dan, if you run out in Michigan, come to South Dakota because they're everywhere. I mean, I don't even know if anybody picks those here. They probably do. But I saw and it sounds like they're good. But tell me how to cook those. Joe needs some face paint. Face paint does come in handy, Joe. I even wear it when I'm fishing. You can never, helps camouflage you in from the fish. But I don't know, how do you cook those? You can eat them raw, or you can't eat them raw. Okay. Too many bugs in all the mushrooms? Or just the pheasant packs? And then they got the bugs in them. When you dehydrate them, does it dehydrate the bugs too? Or do you just have 40,000 bugs that come crawling out of your dehydrator into your house? Is that a cat that just jumped on the counter behind me? Do we even have cats? What is... Maybe I'm still hallucinating from the cold meds. But, no, I'm not sure. Too many bugs in what? That's what I need to know is how much... Too many bugs can't... Kevin said I can't get... Kevin said I can give stuff away. Jeff, he said I can give a lot of stuff away when we get to 1,000 on YouTube. 1,000 subscribers, and I think we need 330 left. I haven't really been pushing that hard. This is on YouTube right now. Those of you that are faithful YouTube watchers, or Twitch, or Periscope, or many cams, or if you're on the Facebook, or the Instagram, or the Twitters, or wherever else Kevin's got me passed around on. I think there's 9 different places we're at right now. Thanks for watching. How you doing? But we found some morel mushrooms. But one thing that I was excited about is a friend of mine told me a spot to check out for deer. And I went and looked for this spot. And it was way back in, and it didn't look that promising until I got way back in. But when I got way back in there, I found a cornfield that was planted, and I found all kinds of thick fingers coming out of these. I'm pumped. And it's never too early to start scouting for deer season. Heck, it seems like I'm scouting when deer season's still going on sometimes. So I'm pumped. I got new area, and I got it in closer big buck country. I'm still going to go to the same places I go just because I love hunting that area. But it's going to be another opportunity as far as that. Let's see, our food plot. Holy cow, our whitetail greens. I wonder if they have stuff that has less bushels, that has the different... Kevin, you know how you get the different levels of the corn and stuff in the soybeans where you're losing 20, 30, 40 bushel per acre, but it grows quicker? Can we get whitetail green like that? I don't know. But we're still going to get that in. A lot of that is with some of that stuff, guys, too, is some people, like the clover and some of that stuff, you want to plant that right away. You want a full cycle on that. And some people are even telling me to plant that in the fall. We're going to talk to Shannon and the gang over at Whitetail Greens before we get it too crazy with it. The problem is we can't even get out there with a four-wheeler or anything else to plant these food plots. It's going to dry up eventually. We got some stuff that gets planted later in that's for later on in the season. We're still going to be sitting good, hopefully, there. But the food plot thing's got me a little kind of freaked out because I wanted it in and be done with it. But so we still got to do this food plot thing, but we'll figure it out. Slice, okay, fried it, low heat, cover. God, he's got a whole recipe. Are you also going to tell folks where you find your pheasant backs, Dan? Like maybe give them like GPS locations. Maybe they live in Michigan. No, that would be horrible. That's like, you don't give up your favorite spots, I guess. But I'm going to have to try that. I will grab some. I might even have some in my yard, honestly. Like those pheasant backs, I didn't even know you could eat them. And I saw that you were taking them in, and there was a whole bunch of them. So, let's see. We got the Arrow Dilemma, the Kevin's birthday. Don't forget my candy. I don't have no Takis tonight, so I might be a little loopy, guys. Let's see. The elk draw. I think it's closed for South Dakota, but I think we should find out like this next weekend. So say a little prayer, cross your fingers. You know, talk to a star. If you know a big wig in the game and fish in South Dakota, maybe they can do a favor for me. No, just kidding. But hopefully here we'll find out. We went for an elk tag. And we went for an elk tag a little bit. And I'll tell you guys what we did this year because now I know nobody else can put in. But we went for an elk tag a little bit different in South Dakota. Now, South Dakota's got something kind of crazy with it. There's a lot of people that want to hunt elk. and not that many elk. So they have to limit the licenses, and some people might go 30 years or a lifetime for some of these areas that they go for, like in the park, Custer State Park, or some of these places, they only give out a couple tags. So we ended up going into H3, which is down the southern part, and we went for archery. But what we did, because we wanted to get one, and this is where people are scared, but we did it because we want to take an elk. We went for antlerless. We went for antlerless with a bow, but they even tried to talk me out of it when I called Pierre. And they tried to say, are you sure you want to do this? And I said, yeah, I want to experience an elk hunt. I want to shoot an elk. I want to get this going. I got a lot of other opportunities to go a lot of other states to hunt elk. Heck, we might even go to Colorado this year too. We haven't totally figured that out. We gotta figure that out. Kevin and I gotta talk about that. We gotta figure it out. We can go right over the counter there and buy an elk tag out of state, $650. So we can go other places. For 9 years after you get a tag in South Dakota, you can't apply first round again. Who cares? Because what's one of the things that we always say? I don't care if you're a trophy hunter, that's fine. But if you aren't, and you're happy with what you're taking as an animal, that's a trophy. It doesn't have to have monster horns. It doesn't have to be a Drury special. You know, one of the things that's wrecking the industry, the hunting industry these days, is these people criticizing, belittling, and not praising people for taking a deer that got them excited and they're happy to put their tag on. People ask me, how do I know if it's a big enough animal to shoot? If it's a big enough deer, mule deer, turkey, whatever. How do you know if it's a shooter? How? Pull my bow back, pull the trigger on my release, and send the arrow. If I do that and don't question it, I'm happy with the animal. It doesn't matter what you take. I am going to be full of joy shooting a cow elk. Because first of all, I've never gone elk hunting. Second of all, I've never been close to something like that. And I want to get like within 5 yards if I shoot it. I want to be close. I want to smell it. I want to see your eyelashes. I want to be right there on the ground, face to face, actually probably looking up at her. I don't know. That's the challenge for me. That's the trophy. So we're going after a cow. And for the last 2-3 years, there's another one of us on the board of directors. He applied with me too. Andrew applied too. And you're going to probably be seeing both of us live if he wants to be on the camera. Maybe he'll wear a blindfold. I don't know. Andrew, are you shy of cameras? We should have probably figured that out. But we're going to go out and we're going to go live after the elk. So that'll be pretty cool. How many people have you watched on Facebook go live and take an elk right before you? We're going to bring that to you. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. You want to see something else that's going to be exciting or fun? This guy is going after a rattlesnake. I hate snakes. Absolutely hate them. I don't even know why I use night crawlers when I fish. That's how deathly I'm Mr. Manly, walk in the water, grab a snapping turtle, go underwater, grab it just like the turtle man. Crazy. Do whatever, grab anything else. Not be scared at all. Snakes, run like a little schoolgirl. So they came up with the great idea, you need to go hunt one. So you want to see something crazy and bizarre? Watch me go rattlesnake hunting. We'll probably do it at the same time and go prairie dog hunting because usually they hang out in the prairie dog towns. I'm not very happy about this. If any of you guys have had any, what is that? The anti-venom? Isn't there some kind of stuff you could shoot into yourself to maybe like live a little while longer if you get bit? Message it on here. Let us know. because I'm going to have to get Kevin looking around for some kind of anti-venom, but we're going after a snake, and I've actually ate rattlesnake before. If you haven't ate rattlesnake, it's actually very good. I mean, it's very good. I liked it. People said it tastes like chicken. I don't know. I just thought it tasted good. But we're going to go after a rattlesnake. What in the heck? I mean, even my grandma's like, bad idea, Rob. Bad idea. This is a bad deal. Not going to do it. But I guess we're going to do it. Oh my gosh. Head. And see, Steven here, some people love him. My kids love him. See, there you go. Andrew Lavelle's telling me the best advice possible. And he's going to go elk hunting with me here if we both are successful. And he's don't get bit. That's pretty good advice. There's got to be some kind. Oh, he's not camera shy. So you're going to see. What is it? Olivier? Is that how you really pronounce your name? I've been calling Dan and Andrew Lavelle, even Jessica, for like, what has it been? I don't know, like 3 years or 4 years, something like that. But anyways, I just call him Lavelle now just because I enjoy it. So, see, bad. I see Joe thinks the same thing. Joe, you got the same common sense as my grandma does. Pretty good. Bad idea. That's what I'm saying. But if you guys know a certain anti-venom that's good, I have a feeling if I get home and I jump and last time I can tell you this, that I was around a rattlesnake, this is what happened. I'm out by Chamberlain. We're shooting prairie dogs. So I'm shooting prairie dogs, and I'm laying down on a blanket up on the side of a hill. And I got a bipod on the 243, and I'm shooting prairie dogs. And you know how you get that feeling like the hairs come up on the back of your neck, and it's like something is watching me? Well, I went like this, and there was a rattlesnake right here. Eye level, just right there. Now, I don't know that if they're not coiled, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, if they're not coiled, they can't strike. Is that true? I don't know. But this thing's like a foot from me. And they say when a snake's like that, especially one with the triangle head that's the venomous, blah, 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 all I know is they're the naughty snakes. But I think gardener snakes are naughty snakes. I really don't like, what are they, those, what are they, Kevin, those corn snakes? Or the bull snakes? Yeah, those things make me think they're rattler, and they got attitude. But, so you're not supposed to make any sudden movements. You're not supposed to be loud. You're not supposed to freak out. So what did I do? I'm loud, sudden movements, flopping, jumping, flipping. I go flying off this way. And the snake just comes right in on my blanket, coils up, and guess what's sitting right on my blanket? The gun. So there I sat there for about 15 minutes until this thing, I don't know, got enough warmth or did whatever it did, got tired of laughing at me. I don't know what it did, but then it finally just kind of wandered off. And it just kind of did its little snake whatever thing. Gave me the heebie-jeebies is what I can tell you. And off it went. And yeah, I don't like snakes. Don't like them. And if I figure out which one of you people came up with the great idea, I might not like you. I don't know. I'm up for a challenge. We're going to do it. But, God. So that ought to be an interesting live. We're going to start here as soon as we can get these arrows dialed in. Oh, back to the arrows. Ugh. Why can't it just be as simple as this with an arrow? And this. I mean, why can't arrows be that simple? Oh, I'll tell you. Because I don't let it be. But once we get the arrow thing dialed in, and we go out, we do the prairie dog thing, we're going to start working hard. How many people have shot clay pigeons in the air? Or even on the ground, how they got them bouncing? Like the rabbit ones. Have you ever shot at those, even with a shotgun, like skeet? How many people have shot at the clay pigeons with a bow? That's what we're going to start doing. Yeah, so Steven's in the same boat as me. We don't like the snakes, but no, we're gonna start practicing hard because we're gonna have to. One, we need to start practicing out of the air with all kinds of crazy objects because we're gonna go after flying carp out of the boat, and we're gonna be like moving in the boat doing that. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but it should be pretty hot action, and we're gonna be trying to shoot flying carp out of there. But where it's really going to start to get crazy for Robert Rohrer Outdoors and yours truly here, the Bearded Redneck, is we're starting, well, what will we start this? Andrew, we're going to start the season off with pretty much elk, aren't we? Are we going to be antelope first? I don't even know Kevin, what's going on? I don't have Kevin here. I don't even know what's going on. But I don't know. We're going to start off with some big game, I guess, because the antelope, and we'll have the elk, and then we'll have mule deer. Boom, boom, boom. Like all three of them at once, pretty much. We'll have all of those going on at once. But then I want to say it's right around September 1st. I don't know. We got to check that out. Is where it's going to get difficult. And that's where we need to start practicing now. We're going after mourning doves in the air. Mourning doves with the bow. And then it's going to get crazier and turn in. I've shot Canadians out of the air before. We're going to shoot Canadians. We're going to shoot ducks. Or let me put it this way. We're going to attempt to shoot ducks and geese. The geese I'm not so worried about. The shooting at maybe like a teal or like a bufflehead or something like that in about a 50-mile-an-hour wind. Maybe some diver ducks. They're usually pretty quick too. Some bluebills or some redheads or some canvasbacks. That, I wonder how far I'm going to have to lead those with an arrow. But we're going to be hitting it pretty hard with those, and that's where we want to start. We're going to start practicing. We're going to have the clay pigeons. We're going to have like plastic helicopters. We're going to have all kinds of like drones. I have a couple buddies that have like airplanes, like the planes with the motors, and maybe they'll get out a couple of their ones that are some older, like stunt ones, or I don't know, like not as expensive practice ones, and let me crack some arrows at them and see if I can't take something down ridiculous flying like 60, 70 miles an hour. But we're going to start practicing with a lot of that stuff because we're going to really start going. We're going to try to shoot one of everything that we can get a license for in this area around here. So if there's something kind of cool that you guys know you can go after around here in the Midwest or anywhere in the United States, if you guys got a crazy critter you want to see the Bearded Redneck go after with the bow, or even another crazy fangled way, get a hold of us at Robert Rohrer Outdoors at Gmail. Where the heck, Kevin? I don't know where anything is. That is not the right one. Here it is. Kevin, see what happens? I'm just hitting stuff. There it is. It's right there. I don't know how to hit the control board thingy, but get a hold of us at that, or get a hold of us on Messenger, get a hold of us on the page. I am vertical again, thanks, Bill. Still not totally 100%, but we're feeling a little bit better. But get a hold of us and let us know what it is. And if we can come down there and make it happen, we will, as far as that, to be able to do that. We're going to have some fun with that. The FOC testing that you saw us doing with the 458 or 53 grain setup against the 650 grain setup, we're going to be doing that again. We're just kind of waiting. We don't do FOC, and we're waiting for some guys that shoot it to send a couple of setups our way. And we're going to be doing some different tests, and we're going to show you the advantages, and we're going to let you guys decide what's the best combination for what you're doing for hunting. And we already busted a grizzly stick. The bone broadhead held up pretty good for getting beat up, but there was a single bevel 7/8. But the Zeus has already way impressed us. I mean, we wouldn't be putting it on our bow first off, and we wouldn't be shooting it solely this year if we didn't think it was the hottest and the best broadhead on the market. But you're going to be seeing a lot more of the Zeus as far as that. We're going to be doing some more crazier testing. We've already done some, but we want to wait because we want to be able to show you a bunch of it. But we want to get our setup completely right as far as what we're shooting it with. You know, it doesn't matter what we show you with. We could show you with all kinds of arrows. I got all kinds of different brands of arrows. But if it isn't personally the setup that I shoot, how can I be telling you that this is the best setup for me and this is why? Unless it's actually my setup. So we're trying to get everything in order with that. And we're pretty close. But we'll get that in order. And then we'll start showing you some of the fun tests. The guys over at Luminoc, they sent us some blast caps. We're going to be shooting some stuff with that. We're going to be doing some cool stuff with some light up nocks. We're going to be doing some stuff with the broadheads. We're going to be, like I said, going FOC against that. Did you guys like that? Maybe you don't even want to see us do it anymore. Do you guys want to see more of the front of center arrows, the FOCs versus the standard? What are the advantages of these? What are the advantages of these? And what's the best setup overall? That's going to be left up to you. Do you guys want to see more of that stuff going on? Or how do you want that to be worked? Maybe you just want me to play with snakes. Not going to happen. The only way I'm going to be playing with a snake is if I take one of those... Kevin, what are those forks called where you take lobster tail and you pick a piece up and you dip it in the butter? The little 2 or 3 pronged forks. Isn't there like some fancy name for that? I just call them not big enough. Give me a grain shovel. I'm hungry. But exactly. Bill knows what I'm talking about there. But we're going to be doing some of the crazy... we got a couple of other trick shots in mind. Let us know. Do you guys like seeing those trick shots? Quail would be a good one. Actually, I'm actually raising some quail right now, Troy. And quail would be nuts. It'd be about the same as partridge. I don't know. I think quail might... I don't know. Quails split up a lot more, don't they, Troy? I mean, they kind of go like every which direction. I think partridge kind of stay together and kind of fly out. But quail go like every which way. They'll go like all 360 directions and fly away. And then they got that like... I don't know. Some mornings I think it's really annoying when the male quail or whistling. Sometimes it's actually kind of relaxing and soothing. But, you know, but they actually locate each other and then come back to their covey and then get strong in their numbers. But one of their defense mechanisms is kind of like an inner city gang or something. I don't know. They all run different directions and the cops don't know who to chase. You know, that's kind of what the quail do. They take off and go every which way. And it's like, oh my gosh, which one do I shoot? And then, but by the time you figure it out, they're all gone. And they just all bust up and just drive you nuts. Quail would be a good one. I like that one. We might have to do that. We're actually raising up a bunch of quail. We're going to bring them up north up to the in-laws and let them go. We've been trying to do it for like 3 years. And I've had like havoc with this like every single time. It's just ridiculous. A gopher in the yard. I don't have any gophers in my yard. But gophers would be fun. Maybe we could talk to someplace. I don't know. Somebody was telling me that they used to do... I don't even know if this is like... They were telling me that the maintenance crew at a cemetery had him come in and shoot gophers with his bow. Because they didn't want guns getting discharged in the cemetery. So he sat in there and he'd shoot his bow and shoot all these gophers. But gophers would be a fun one. We could go out and try gophers. Gophers I could probably get some closer shots on. The prairie dogs, I'm guessing it's going to be out there in that 40 to 60 yard range at least. Michael Gilmore, Mr. Hillbilly Fishing Lures is in the house. Mr. Penny Lure Man, how are you doing? That's the real question. See, Jeff wants to see something blow up. We got some ideas with some stuff blowing up. There'll be some crazy stuff with that. Let's see. What are we missing here, Kevin? We got that. Oh. We got the prairie dogs. We got the elk draw. How many people have heard of Tack Driver? Anybody? Anybody heard of Tack Driver? What? Who can tell me what a tack driver is? Is that like a hammer? Who's heard of the show Tack Driver TV? Anybody heard of that? If you haven't heard of that, you should probably check them out. They're on the Pursuit channel. A bunch of good guys. They're actually leaving here. What are they leaving? I think they're leaving in like 1 more week or 2 weeks. And they're heading up to Tack Driver Bear Camp. They're going up to into Canada. They're going to be filming, obviously, but they're going up there to hunt bears. And Nick and Richard and some of the guys are going to be there for like a month. But, you know, some of the other people on the show are going to come up for a week or 10 days or 2 weeks. They're going to be popping up. A bunch of the different staff are going to be popping up there. They're going to be putting the Zeus to the test. The Zeus broadheads with bears. They're going to be going after that. I know there's a group of them going with the Zeus broadheads. They're going over to Africa to hunt some African game. I know there's going to be a moose taken this year. I think Nick's going to shoot a moose with his Zeus broadhead. See, Bill's seen them before. They're just about ready to leave for Canada, Bill. I know Nick's waiting for some arrows to be built. They're kind of getting everything intact. I know Bear Camp's crazy. They got a ridiculous setup up there. I think there's like 50 feeders, and it's a pretty cool deal. But it's going to be a good time. There'll be some more footage with the Zeus. You guys saw that Zeus getting shot. What was that, like a 100-yard shot? That's what we're going to be shooting at these prairie dogs, guys. And that's one of the things, you know, that's huge that a lot of you don't look at or take the time. I know more and more of you are starting to shoot your broadheads and test them. But maybe a broadhead will shoot good at 10 yards, 20 yards. They just start kind of tracking off a little bit at 20. And maybe even 30, they aren't so bad. 40, they start to walk hard. 50, they just go to the next county. That's one of the things that's huge for me. And that's why I get so minute with tiny things, with arrows, because it's a huge deal for me. Broadheads, my equipment, it even goes back to like the light up knock. You know, if that thing's going to fault and it isn't going to work good, or it just doesn't sit right with my serving on my string, I mean, that right there is important. We don't go out there and hunt. It could have been Bill. I'm not sure. But I know that there might be a few of them up there. There might not be. I know I talked to Nick. When did I talk to Nick? I think I talked to Nick Friday. And I know he wasn't up there yet. He was waiting for arrows. So there might be a few of them already up there. But yes, they're going up. They're going to be shooting some spring bears. There's going to be some really good stuff on that. Let's see. Did I miss any questions on there? Comments? Did anybody have a good snake venom deal? Oh my gosh. Rebecca, how you doing? Thanks for coming on here tonight. Let's see. We'll be doing some fishing. I don't know when. We're kind of pushing hard to get everything dialed in with the bow. So you know, we're a huge bow hunter. So we might stay into that. You guys let us know. You want to see some more fishing? Oh, there's Terry saying hello. If you guys want to see some more fishing, let us know with that. Um, Otherwise, we're going to be doing a lot of that's. I'm going to be doing a lot with the bow and a lot of stuff out of the air. So if you guys got some stuff as far as moving target ideas that you want to see, some extreme circumstance targets, things, you're definitely going to want to let me know. If you want to see something get shot that's not going to get me like brought up on charges or arrested or like make one of my neighbors mad or something that we can do out of fun, that's a little obscure or crazy. Obviously we got to have that magnitude into it. But if you guys got an idea of something, let me know as far as that, and we'll try to. It's going to help me regardless. We're going to figure out some moving targets. How you doing, John? That's right. Anything that blows up is always good. And actually, we are going to blow up. Remember that big shooter 3D target? If you guys, I actually did a review on that target, and for an inexpensive 3D target, that big shooter buck actually isn't a bad target. And I shot it last year with the bow I was shooting last year. And I've shot it this year with the Dart and Spectra. And it actually's held up pretty decent. It's probably like a 1 year. Like for me being an extremist bow hunter, it's probably like a 1 season, throw it on the bonfire after it type target. But it works real good for about $80. I mean, instead of spending that $400, $500, $600, $700 for a 3D target, and actually I was impressed with it. We're gonna blow it up at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, or if we get to 5,000 on the Facebook, we're gonna blow it up. And who knows? Maybe we'll just blow it up before then, anyways, just because we want to. But it's gonna be a good time. But we're gonna blow it up. I don't know. Kevin's got like double digits of tannerite planned, and it could be very interesting. I know the last time when we went hunting with our friend Chris from Southeast South Dakota Rough Sound Lumber, the tannerite teddy bear that we were out hunting, I think that had 4 pounds of tannerite. So I don't know. I think the plans are to like triple that. So I don't know. I think it's going to be like 12 pounds of tannerite versus a 3D deer target. And I think we're actually going to shoot it with a Zeus broadhead. How many people want to see a Zeus broadhead blow up 12 pounds of tannerite? You think that's even possible? Is it that crazy? Do you think it'll do it? Because I think we should try it. So you guys sent me some of those blasting caps, didn't you? You guys sent me some blasting caps, and now your neighbor figured out about them, and he's shooting them at all hours of the night. You know what you do? Shoot them really early in the morning, like 6, 7 o'clock. Maybe he's sleeping then. Yes, everything is awesome when it blows up, John. You're exactly right there. There's a let me see. Has anybody got any questions, comments, concerns? Anybody. Feel free, jump right in. Is it lagging tonight? Is everything going good? We tweaked some settings a little bit again. We're trying to bring you the best quality, and I'm doing it via Kevin telling me. So sometimes that just kind of goes, a little bit. Oh, we'll do a little bit more just because we'll make it a little bit more gooder. And usually that doesn't work so well, but let's see. I'm guessing we're gonna have to probably wait a couple of days without rain for some of that chocolate milk looking water to kind of the mud and stuff to kind of go down in the water to get a little more clarity. We're obviously gonna have to get that big yellow thing. I think they call it what do they call it, Kevin? Sun? Does that sound right, guys? Is it called sun, that bright thing in the sky? I think we're gonna have to get some. We're gonna have to get some sun, and we're gonna have to get a couple of maybe 5 minutes without rain for good grief, and so the water can clear up a little bit, and we'll go out. We're gonna go out. We'll go live shooting fish. Some of the bridges, it looked like there was. We were out yesterday, and the flying carp were jumping up on the bridges. And they were dying. So I don't know, maybe we can stand on a bridge and maybe we can get some practice at some of those flying carp. We're going to be doing that. We want to hit a few of the 3D tournaments around the area. So if there's a 3D tournament around the Midwest area, let us know. And if we can work it into the schedule, we're going to work into that. We have to get... Northwest is still down and out. Rick Regala is down at this. This is day 10, Rick. Day 10 on the knee replacement. I'm sure that can't feel good. So, like, they do the knee. Do they just, like, chop everything off with, like, a Sawzall and put this part of your leg over here and then just go put the new one on and then... Is it like Legos? How do they do it, Rick? Yes, we need... We do need some sun, John. We need some sun, and we need the water to clean up a little bit. I can see ripples, and I could see some fish, but it's going to be fun. Maybe we'll get the John boat out, and we'll start floating down some of these smaller rivers. But there's a ton of gar around here. We actually, what do we have? We have the short-nosed gar, we have the long-nosed gar, and then we have the spotted gar. We don't have the big gar, the alligator gar. I'd really like to go down and shoot one of those. Where's the best place to shoot one of those? Has anybody ever shot one? We'd like to go after one of those monstrosities. Andrew Barron? Is it his birthday? Is it Andrew's birthday? John, are you going to sing Andrew a happy birthday? It possibly could be good. Oh my gosh, it's Andrew's birthday. How old is Andrew? I look at Andrew's profile pic. He looks like a mature gobbler. So, tried to creep you, Andrew. And I guess that's one way to do your privacy settings. LOL. But that is a nice one. Is that a turkey you shot? Is that like a taxidermy? Is that your mount? That's kind of a cool mount if it is. But it's Andrew's birthday. Everybody wish Andrew a happy birthday, obviously. Why does this keep saying that it... John's not much of a singer. Can you... Nevin's watching. Nevin! How's Nevin going? Nevin's watching, and actually, Nevin, your stuff got sent out Saturday. So, I don't know, did Nevin ever get to see? Did Nevin ever get to see what Nevin was getting? Did anybody tell Nevin? 49 years old. Don't they say 49 years young? How do they say that? When did they start saying young versus old? I want to know that. Nevin's doing good. Good to hear that. Nevin, did you ever get to see, was that last week when I showed off what we were sending to you? God, look at that. Andrew's getting like all the love now. I guess turning 49, all kinds of people tell you happy birthday on the Bearded Rednecks Live, I guess. So that's pretty good. God, Andrew's stealing the show. Andrew, would you like me to just pull you up on the screen and I can just like, go take a break and you can take the show over? How about that? But no, Nevin, did you get to see what we're sending you? What are you excited about getting the most if you did get to see it? Oh my gosh. At least you didn't send pictures, Rick. Unu tibia. I know, isn't that horrible? They just like mangle and rip, and it looks like a wood shop. Have you ever looked in there, Rick? Depends on the state I'm in. It looks like a wood shop in those operating rooms when they do that stuff. I know when they did my tibula and my fibula, when I broke my leg, my right leg, they it looked like a wood shop in there. Yeah, they got like DeWalt cordless drills and all kinds of hammers, and good grief. And it reminds me of like being in my garage when I'm like building something out of wood, or like hanging out with Kevin. I think Kevin's working on wood stuff right now. It's like a wood party over at Kevin's house. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Last night they were like lacquer and cedar, or I don't know. It's like, remember that show, This Old House? Remember that? Was that Bob Vila, or who the heck did that one? Remember that? I think it came on right around everybody's favorite painter, Bob Ross, with the happy trees. But so Nevin didn't get to see it. Nevin, I sent you a X-Wrap. I think it was a number 8 X-Wrap. I sent you a buzzbait. I sent you... Was it a single? Who remembers? A spinnerbait. I think it was a single blade. I want to say it was a Colorado blade. And obviously you had the broadheads. There might have been one other thing. I don't remember everything I sent you, but you got a whole bunch of stuff. So hopefully, I want to see from you, Nevin. I saw you fishing the other day. I want to see you using those lures in action, and most importantly, I want to see you having fun. Big old smile. And hopefully you can catch something. I want to see a picture of the first... Drop the pen. I want to see your first picture or whatever you catch on those, because those are my favorite lures that I use when I'm going bass fishing. The X-Wrap is my favorite one. Use that X-Wrap. If you don't know how to walk the dog, I'll look it up on YouTube, or I can show you, or maybe I'll do a video on them and send you one, Nevin. Learn how to walk the dog and use that X-Wrap. That thing is a deadly lure. I sent you a suspending one. That lure rocks. Coca-Cola kind of rocks too. I need a turkey call box for my birthday. Andrew needs a turkey call box. What's a good turkey call box to get Andrew? Does anybody know anybody that makes the turkey call boxes on here that we can get a hold of them and say, hey, you got the Whopper Popper too, Bill? I used one a little bit, but I was using it for northern pike. And also, I threw it briefly for smallmouth. But I have one of those. I think Andrew Lavelle actually won one. Wasn't that a Whopper Popper that he won? Dean Redbeard? Is that a good box call maker, or who is that, Bill? Yeah, see, Andrew has one. That's actually kind of a crazy deal. I'm going to use that a little more. I want to try to catch a walleye with it. Or something crazy like a bluegill. Have you ever caught a bluegill with one, Bill? I know in Minnesota I used to say I was fishing bluegills a lot in the spring when bass and walleye were closed. And I'd be using like a Zara Spook or something like that, walking the dog. Like I was telling Nevin about that, getting rid of... And the game warden would come out and find me, and he'd be like, it was on my home lake, and he'd be like, "What are you fishing for?" Bluegills and crappies. And he'd go, "Oh, really? You caught anything?" I'm like, "Well, these dumb bass keep biting, but I keep throwing them back because I want bluegills and crappies." The only problem is the game warden was in the same bass league that I was, and he was finding some of my secret spots. And he's like, "Oh, good. I always wondered if there was fish back here." Good luck on the bluegill. But the chug bug, that ain't bad. I like topwater. Topwater is fun. I love topwater. Hardy custom calls, those are pretty decent. Good old, well, that's good right there, Bill. If he makes all sorts of calls, that's good. But if he's a good old boy, that I'd rather people know. So, Andrew, do you even have... Explosions are awesome. I actually want to check with the Game and Fish and see if we can use tannerite to dispatch a prairie dog, but I don't think you can. I think I'd get a special permit for that. I don't know. Should we talk to Nancy Noma about that? She wants to get rid of every other critter. Maybe she'll let me get rid of a prairie dog. But anyways, that's enough politics. But let's see here. Has anybody else got any other questions, comments, concerns? They are very tasty, but when you're using like a 10-inch Zara spook that's bigger than most bluegills, they tend to look at you a little weird when you say that you're not fishing fish that are closed. It's Andrew Barron, not you, Andrew. It's Andrew Barron's birthday. That's who we're talking to, Andrew Lavelle. So I still call him Lavelle, Olivier. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Sorry. Change your name. Talk to the courthouse. But, even have a turkey tag left, Andrew. That's what I want to know. Do you have a turkey tag left, or is that just what you want for your birthday? Is that going to make everything better? Is that going to make his birthday the best? Should we, give him a turkey call? Kevin, are we supposed to give stuff away yet? I don't know where Kevin's at. Kevin could be busy right now. Kevin, can you hear me, Kevin? Kevin. We possibly need to do a well check on Kevin. Clean up in aisle 2, Kevin. I don't know. Kevin must be busy. Who knows? Kevin's probably sanding wood or something. He has a box call. Why did you say that you wanted a box call for your birthday then? Are you allergic to him, Bill? Fish is like brain food, Bill. Total brain food. So he's still got a turkey license. He's got a box call. So what are you looking for a different type of call, like a slate call? Do you think Kevin is with Vaughn singing karaoke right now? Is that what you think's happening, Andrew? But that song, wasn't that like a George Strait song or something, Andrew? Wasn't that where the chick wants a divorce and she's just like the picture from their honeymoon that night in Frisco Bay, just give it away? Like she's saying just give everything away? You think he's really singing that song? Oh my gosh. Kevin wants me to give it all away. We're looking at another digital camera to do some of our hard filming. If you guys know a good one or one that you like, we've been looking at a few. Let us know your thoughts on which one. Obviously, we want it to be 4K, maximum exposure, super zoom, blah, 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 with external microphone and da-da, da-da, whatever, all that other, I don't know what any of that crap means. But we're looking at incorporating in another one, like I need more stuff in the tree. Really? But to do some hard filming, if you guys got some that work for you or this or that, let us know. We're going to look into them. We're going to try out a bunch of them. What do we got to do? We got to get the drone synced in. We got to figure out the drone deal. What is this? He is. I do like him, Bill. He still sings country, too. That's what I like. It isn't like hip-hop or whatever they got now. What is that? What do they call that? Modern day country? What do they call the new stuff? It's like dance party. It's like top 40 country or something. I don't know what it is. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we're looking at some different cameras. I don't know what we're doing. Is there any cameras that you guys have seen of? Yeah, exactly, that country rap crap or whatever it is. I think Big and Rich like started out this stuff or something. Which they were kind of still okay, but yeah, they wanted to like save a horse and do stuff to cowboys, and I didn't totally know what was going on there, but is there cameras for the arrow? Has anybody ever used one of those? I've seen Tim Wells use them on a spear before, but are there cameras that you can put on an arrow? How crazy would that be live? And then I bring you guys with me, and you go right through the critter. And all of a sudden you're staring at the ground. How are you doing, Chris Murray? Chris Murray is in the house. I think it's Chris Murray's birthday too, so you better tell Chris Murray happy birthday also. I think he just turned 29. It was either 29 or 28. I'm not sure. But, oh, come on. What... Is this like a reality show? Is this what is this? Would the camera be hitting bone? I don't know. Nope and nope. So yeah, Chris is a little shy. I guess that happens when you turn 28. But I'm pretty sure it's his birthday. How is the lid cams? I don't know. I've never used one that I know of. I don't think I've been filmed by one. Let me look at one. What exactly can you tell me about it? Are they like really tiny cameras that you can just like hook up? They look tiny. What is this? Are they must go right on your hat? Is that what it is? I haven't used one of those yet. Is that like the same thing like law enforcement and like rescue people use? Is it that type where it's like by their name tag? Hi, my name's Don't Be a Dave. And then they got the little camera next to it, or I don't know. They don't seem that expensive. Maybe we should get some and try them out. I wonder what happens if you shoot them. We could blow one up with tannerite too. What do you think? Maybe we could put one on Chris Murray and he wouldn't even know it. Then we could just follow him around for a day, and we could just go live, and you guys could just watch Chris Murray all day. It's looking like here's one right on eBay. What is it? It's just one, $40, $3 shipping. You'd probably be able to find them cheaper than that. I don't know. Are they kind of like attacked so that they work Wi-Fi, or do they just store it up inside there? Now, the tough part with this is, and this is where it gets crazy, this is where it gets difficult. Where in the heck? Kevin, where are you? Oh, quiet down. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, so it mounts on your bill. Tacticams are awesome. Now, these mount on your, there's all kinds of different cameras, but getting them to sync, to be live, is the tricky part. And that's if anybody's tried to do, thank you, Rhonda, SD only. So, see, yeah, I mean, it'd work great for extra footage to be able to add into stuff. I mean, especially like, let's say Andrew Lavelle and I, we're going elk hunting. And I just got one on my hat, and Andrew shoots his elk. Just to get his facial expression right in, or that would be kind of cool. Or to add things in, or, it'd be a cool one. Let me know. Chris, I got 6 different spots as of now, and I've walked 3/4 of that property of where I'm going to put stands. At least we're going to load it in with cameras. So I'll let you know when it's ready, friend. And you can help me carry some of that stuff that far out there and set it up. But pretty cool property. There was some turkeys on a roost there that I popped off. There was a decent tom. And he wasn't very happy because 2 of his ladies stayed in the tree, and I messed with them for a while, and then finally they left too. But I still got to get to that west end. I'm going to go there. Only 6. There's 6 so far. There'll probably be close to a dozen of them in there. We're gonna load it up in there pretty good with cameras because there's some pretty good sign. The only thing that I didn't see, I got about 2/3 of it covered. I want to get up to that finger that runs north-south, and there's 2 fingers that drop. There's a nice pinch point where 2 of those ravines or 2 of those crevices come together towards that top end. And I want to get right up in there, and I'm thinking that might be good. The only problem is most of the wind in South Dakota blows out of the north or the west. So that's where that southeast side of that property looks like it's going to be. June 5th is a drawing for, it's that far away. What is going on here? Who are you? I don't know what's going on here. That's the second cat I've seen. So June 5th is the drawing for the elk. Let me know when you go back out there. Well, you better wear your walking shoes because it's quite a ways. He's going to ride with. Hopefully it doesn't happen when it happens, because I had to go visit Andrew Lavelle today, Chris. Because how far was my alignment out, Andrew? I hit that washout, and I hit it. I thought at 10 miles an hour, so it was probably at 20. But I had to get an alignment today. And the only thing that they don't understand, well, maybe Andrew does, but you want a great place to get some stuff worked on your vehicle? Go to Tires Plus. Because when they do an alignment for your vehicle, they honor it for a year. It doesn't matter if you change parts, is what I was told today, or what happens. They don't understand what this guy does with the vehicle all year round. So we'll probably going to be visiting Tires Plus a lot. Because I know we're putting new tires on the Bearded Redneck Ride. And so we'll definitely need one then. But if anybody's been around anywhere in the Midwest, probably all over the United States with these, the way everything's been, the roads are horrible. And there's all kinds of washouts and good grief, the country's actually mild compared to the cities. When I was in Omaha what was that, 3 weeks ago, Chris, when we were down there? Yeah, exactly, Chris. They don't know what they're getting into. And I just looked at them like, really? Even me? Yeah, me too. So it's like I could be in there twice a week. I don't know. But honestly, the country roads I thought were horrible. But going to the city, like I know I was down, I think that was like 3 weeks ago. Chris and I, both our daughters were playing soccer and we were down in Omaha. They probably had the worst roads that I'd seen in a town so far this year. Horrible. I don't know what they're doing down there with fixing the roads, or they got so much diversion and they're trying to fix. They got interstates underwater. They got way bigger problems than potholes, because I hope they do, because there was potholes everywhere. And good grief, was there a lot of it. But yeah, I honestly think that the country roads are better than the city. How many people think that? Because it's pretty crazy as far as what's going on in town. And I can't believe all the people are. I think Chris screwed up a transmission. Yeah, see, he broke a rim, transfer case. I mean, I'm hearing all kinds of people that are having all this stuff happen to vehicles. And yeah, the roads are horrible. And you know, this is kind of my lesson of the day, I guess. This was my lesson, and I shared it with some people earlier too. It was I hit that washout, and instantly I was mad. I was mad at the county. I was mad at the city. There wasn't even a city out there on that gravel road. I was mad at the state, because you know what? I work and pay taxes. And not only do I work and pay taxes, my vehicle I pay taxes on. And also, I pay way too many taxes on my house. And they tax me on all kinds of stuff. And this is supposed to fix these roads. Now, fix them. And then I started really going. I went, don't they know who I am? Don't they know what kind of truck I drive? They need to fix these roads. Even though it's like a no travel advisory in most of the counties in this state where the water is. And it's been told, like, don't drive on these roads. I think they need to be fixed. Yeah, like I was upset right away yesterday. Then I go, really? You jackalope? You're out driving around after we've had 7 million inches of rain. And you're driving quick around a corner. And you're not paying attention. And you're doing what you're usually doing. You're yakking all the time. And you hit this. Now you want to be mad at somebody else? Yeah. So that kind of put me in a humbling place a little later on in the day when I thought about it. And kind of pulled me back down to reality. But I wasn't happy right away with the holes. But there's a ton of them. Okay. Glad you could stop by, Jeff. Have a good evening. Country roads are terrible this year. No, seriously, Andrew, you live in Sioux Falls. Drive around Sioux Falls, then go in the country. I'd drive around in the country way before I'd go into town. I think the town roads are way worse. Of course. Brain freeze. Camo Thugs Outdoors? Tell me about the Camo Thugs Outdoors, Jeff. There are cats everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. You can't scare me. I can't scare him. I don't want to scare him. I want him to come help carry in this tree stand. See, Chris Murray here said he tipped me off and turned me onto this hunting land that I went and looked at yesterday. And then he said I owed him big time. And I'm going, okay. Oh, see, Andrew wants a turkey call for sure. A turkey box call, and then we had some good ideas. All right, so he tells me where this property is. I check it out, and I send him pictures, and I'm all excited. And he goes, "You owe me big time." And I say, "Oh crap, what do I owe him?" So I go, "All right, what do I owe you?" He said, "Put up a double stand. He'll come with me." Now, I don't know if he just wants to sit like 20 foot off the ground in a tree next to me to get warm, fuzzy feeling, or if he wants to go hunting with me, and that's his way of tricking me. But either way, it's going to be a good time. So me to get him back, okay, I'll do the double ladder stand, but you're going to come and help me put it up. We can't put it up by, oh, I didn't send him pictures. I sent you one picture. I didn't want to send you too many. But no, it's going to be a good time, and I think that I know that chronic waste disease kind of hit up and down that area about 5-6 years ago. It's going to be like a race. What is it? You got the left, I got the right. That could be interesting. But I did send him one picture. I didn't want to send him too many. You know, we got to make him think that he got the really good spot. And then over here where I am is where the really, really good spot is. No. But we did go out there. I think you could be right, Joe. He could be the one that put that. No, that's why we got hand warmers, Andrew. But how's Carly Davison doing? How are you doing tonight? We kind of talked about some things tonight. We're just kind of chatting, hanging out. Feel free to jump in, ask anything, ask any questions. They're getting a little crazy there, I guess, right now, but that's all right. But so we're going to be looking at that. Is it ever going to dry up for the food plot thing? That's what I want to know. I actually am coming to Illinois, and I'm actually going down to the southern part, Bill. You're going to have to get a hold of me because I've been invited to like 2 other leases down there. So I will be in Illinois this year. So that's very cool because oh gosh, I don't want to be any spoon. But I actually am coming to Illinois. I'm going to be hitting. What are we going to be hitting? We're going to be hitting east, or we're going to hit West River right out the gate. We're going to have North Dakota, Nebraska. We're going to do Illinois, Ohio, and then I think we're going to jump up after Indianapolis at the ATA show. Possibly we could be jumping up to New Jersey and doing some late season. I'm not sure yet. Then there's some other stuff that'll be in the works. So if you got 400 acres down there, I'm going to be there. And I want to say it's the southern east part down in that-ish area. I really don't know. It's 2 different people that have invited me down there. I was supposed to go to Ohio and Illinois last year and had to decline both offers about a week, less than a week before I was going, because we had to get the mother-in-law moved into an assisted living home. And it was pretty tough for a while, but it came down to its family, and that's just what you do. And the other thing was, it was the mother-in-law, and I wanted to live. So, family comes first. So we had to call some stuff off last year. So we only were able to do the South Dakota thing last year. But we're going to be jumping around. So we're actually going to be right in there. And depending on what it is, we can set that up. That'd be fun to go hunting with you, Bill. Because I think we're going to be meeting up with Buckstick. We're going to be meeting up with a couple other people. And like I said, depending on what's going on or what have you, we're trying to hit like 3 of these hunts in about a 2-week span. So I know this last year, and I'm even willing to hold off on South Dakota East River as far as my buck and bounce to, I want to make sure that we do the Illinois and the Ohio hunts before, because I can always come back and hunt right around the house. And there's actually some really good bucks that start showing their faces like less than 10 miles from my house after rifle season and muzzleloader and everybody's done hunting. These bucks come out. You live right by Crab Orchard Wildlife Refuge. I'll have to look that up. But I know people that I ask that live from Illinois I go, is there any good deer in Illinois? And they go, no, you don't want to come here. And I say, yeah, you don't want to come to South Dakota either. There's no big deer here either. But, yeah, no, that would be very cool. Murfreesboro, Illinois, an hour east of Mississippi. The but yeah, I think the plan is, I don't know if it's to go to Illinois first or Ohio. I'll have to do some research on that, and we'll kind of have to watch where the kind of the rut's taking place first. See, Dan Powers notes there's a lot of stuff going on. And is there anything that's even public in Illinois? Because it sounds like everything's leased. Southern Iowa, you do have big deer there, but you have the most expensive out-of-state tags of anywhere. You guys are like really proud of your deer over there, Joe. Isn't it like $500 to come over there? And then I got to go into a drawing. Can I even get into that drawing still? I don't even know if I can. The mix man. I do know Robbie. I have checked. I do know him. And he does. Yeah, but I do like what they've done over there in Iowa, Joe. How didn't they do? They did a deal. Didn't they make it where at least had to be like a four points on each side in order to shoot a buck for so many years, or they had some kind of stipulations like that on the deer, and it helped them grow. But I don't know what happened, if there's that much demand, if they just really like the money, or if it was stuff like the Crush and some of the juries and some of the big name places just making them think that it's the best place in the whole world to come hunt. Because I can show you ridiculously huge deer in the Dakotas. I can show you ridiculously huge deer in Kansas and Illinois, Ohio. There's Wisconsin. There's a ton of them that have those huge deer. But what I was impressed with the Iowa deal was the fact that they actually kind of made it. A lot of the people were, you got to get people to work together. As far as, excuse me, but you got to get people to work together if they want to grow them bigger. But at the same time, it still comes down to what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about, I went for a cow elk tag. So did Andrew, and we'll do the 10-year draw. Who cares? Why? We want to go out and hunt together. We want to go after stuff, and we want to experience the hunt, and we're going to be happy shooting a cow. So my same thing is some of these places, if you say they have to be 4x4, why? That's like taking away my rights as a sportsman also at the same time to pick. If I get a tag to pick the deer, I should be able to pick whatever deer I'd like. And if it says that it has horns, then I should be able to shoot a spike or a 30-pointer. And regardless if I'm hunting a 30 pointer or if I'm hunting a spike, I shouldn't be treated any different as a sportsman. And I know there's a lot of, there's people, oh my gosh, QDMA. You know what QDMA is? It's called tag on leg, hanging in my garage, processed up. I'm feeding it to my family. That's quality deer management. I don't know. But that's what I do. I hunt because I love it. And I also hunt because I enjoy to eat it. And I make sure that it gets utilized. That right there is QDMA in my book. That's the way it should be. But some people, they get after you. I don't care. I shot my personal best this last year with a buck. You know why I did? Because I wanted to push myself in order to shoot a bigger buck like that. Could have I shot lots bigger bucks over the years? I'd shot them with a rifle. But to me, I wanted to shoot them with a bow. That was the biggest buck I'd ever shot with a bow. And you know what? It took me 3 years to do that. And I ended up shooting does every year with both my tags. Boop, boop. But I got to hunt the whole season. And that was awesome. I didn't know what to do when I was done by... what the heck was I done by? Kevin, when was I done hunting this year? It was like, I think I shot my buck like November 9th. And then, I don't know, it took 9 more days. I think it was like the 18th or something like that. I shot my doe finally. And I didn't know what to do. Exactly, Joe. Horns, that's the way I was always raised by my grandpa. Horns don't taste good. Shoot a couple-year-old relaxed doe that's calm, that hasn't been ran. It's going to taste a lot better than that testosterone old buck. But then you know what my grandpa would do every year? He'd sit in the truck at the end to wait for us to all walk to stuff and shoot that big buck. So I think he was just saying that to make sure that he could get it. I don't know. He's the one that got it in my blood, and I always loved it. Don't get me wrong. I don't care what you guys do. I don't care if you hold out and don't shoot a deer for 10 years because you're waiting for a 200-inch or a 180 or a whatever class buck. I don't care. If that's what's going to make your experience the best, by all means do it. But at the same time, if I'm going to shoot a spike, I'm no different sportsman than you are, and I shouldn't be treated any different if that's the way that I want to utilize my tag. And that's the problem that I see. That's the problem that I don't like with what's going on. These TV shows are painting this picture. Yes, we all want to get these animals. We want to shoot these big ones. But when they're passing, going, oh, I'll give that one another year. No, come on, really? I don't get it. It shouldn't matter. But that's what it kind of comes down to, is it comes down to my hunt is what's going to make me happy. Your hunt can be something totally different. But regardless what happens between the two, exactly, Chris Murray said it exactly right there. What is going to make you happy? But be supportive as a hunter as far as that stuff with each other and help them. And say, good job. Don't sit there and go, oh my gosh, what'd you shoot? Da, 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 da. Every harvest, exactly. That's exactly right. When I go to Illinois and I go to Ohio and I go to these other states and I'm spending like $350, $400 for these tags, I'm not getting tag soup. I'm shooting a deer. I might hold out if I'm going to hunt there for a week. I might hold out for 3-4 days for a nice buck. Just to try to get a nice buck for film. But at the same time, if a nice doe comes in, it's go time. So that's me. I don't know. Maybe some of these states won't like the bearded redneck that actually just shoots stuff because he loves it and he eats it. Come into their state, because I will shoot a spike. And I will show you that this year. I will shoot a doe. I think honestly, and I want to know your guys' thoughts. You get the boss mama doe, I think she's harder to kill than the big buck. I really believe she is. And the reason I think so is she's the one that's always, who busts you? It ain't Big Daddy Buck. It's Big Mama Doe. She's the one that comes in protecting her little ones with that mother instinct going, I am going to keep these little ones safe. And she's the one that snort wheezes. She's the one that stomps. And she's the one that alerts everybody in the forest. Get the heck out of here. That bearded weirdo with the face paint's up in the tree. And yeah, see, and that's fine, Chris. If you hunt for antlers, that's what you do. There's nothing wrong with that one bit. And I don't even care. If you donate the meat, somebody's going to appreciate it. But see, that's not for me to say, oh, damn horn hunter. No, it's called be the best sportsman you can be that way. And $15,000 for a 12-foot fence, that's cheap. I've seen them into the six figures. We actually have a place in the Dakotas that does that. But that works for some people, I guess, too. But if you're gonna try to make that look like what's going on as far as the average hunt, that's not what always goes on. And I mean, don't get me wrong, if you got the proper management, food plots, and you got everything set up for antler growth, and you got everything like that, you can grow those kind of class deer on free range. You can do that. But usually, unless you own hundreds of thousands of acres, you're going to need some of those places. How you doing, Mickey? You're going to need fellow property owners to be on the same page as you. That's kind of like I talked to a gentleman, what was it, probably 3-4 years ago. And the gentleman goes, yeah, we don't shoot anything under a 170 here. And I said, oh, okay, you guys are raising up your... He goes, yep. We got some real nice 150s and some 160s. We have 2 shooter bucks here. But there's 8 people that hunt here, and we're all trying to get those 2 bucks. And I go, oh, okay. I said, right on. And they showed me pictures, and that's cool, and everybody was on board with it. But they're getting mad because their property is surrounded on 3 sides by public hunting area. And they're literally, we're going over and like chewing hunters out on the public land for harvesting a deer that wasn't 170. Now, come on. If you're going to try to do that next to public, I mean, I was like, hey, this isn't going to work. Because what you don't think's a trophy here, somebody else over here is going to think, you know what, I'm happy with this deer. They're going to take it. And they couldn't figure it out. That is awesome, Greg. What are you doing? We got stuff for the peanut.
Popcorn like 2 hours ago, but you just keep yapping.
Oh, my wife wants to make popcorn. No, that is awesome. But the wonderful thing that we got to remember, and that's one of the things that I try to strive to bring you, is every experience is awesome out in the outdoors, as long as we let it be. I mean, we don't have to kill something every time. We don't have to see some huge buck. I want to at least. But, we all strive for that kind of stuff, but it's enjoy it. You know what? If you find a pelvis bone from a cow and your kids think it's amazing, that's a good hunt if that's all that happens. Or if you see something, but, that's with everything. Exactly. Chris has got it right. I mean, that's what makes everything good, is that type of stuff. Going out there, it isn't about just, like Tim Wells, slacking one. Or, long live the beast. Little Nuge talk or whatever. I mean, it's about going out and enjoying the beautiful outdoors and seeing what happens. I mean, yesterday, I found some morel mushrooms in a new cool deer spot. Who cares about the $80? Just don't tell my wife about it. But, for the alignment. Yeah, but see, Andrew sent me video after video after video of all these deer. And he's just choosing that he's waiting for a certain caliber deer. But he's having fun. But at the same time, other people are shooting other stuff. And he's congratulating them. That's the part, that's the part where it's got to get fun. Look at the pictures of like our grandparents or like when we were kids. I look when I was a kid, I was so frustrated because I wanted to shoot my very first deer. My very first deer. I was 12 years old. 243. 440 yards on the run. Now, sounds amazing so far. Took me 11 shots, so don't feel like I was like a genius. But I got this deer, and I wanted a buck bad. This thing did not have horns. And I'll put the picture on it. I'll post it this week, and I'll show you guys. My grandpa held a rack up and put his hand like this in front of the rack when I took a picture. And it looked like I shot a nice buck. But you know what? I got it. And everybody was smiling and happy, and it was a celebration, and everybody'd help clean the deer. It's just like the deer camp thing, like these leases. Why do you think I want to go to Illinois and Ohio so bad? And over into Wisconsin and Minnesota and some of these deer camps like that. That's the camaraderie. That's the fun part of deer hunting too. Now, it isn't smelling like the pickled egg, like beer farts. That that isn't the part. It's the jokes and the fun. And you look at all those pictures and the people had like spiked bucks. And you look at what they had. They're all smiling, holding their deer and proud of it. When did we lose that? We need to get that back again. Sorry. Oh, Shannon ran out of phone call, but he's back. Quit talking about Shannon Rennie's back, guys. Hope everything's going okay for you, Shannon. Good to see you. But yeah, the save the bottle when you're done. What am I supposed to do with the bottle? Do you think it was the TV shows, Dan, or do you think it was something else? I don't know. TV shows made it seem so simple. But I don't know if it was the TV shows or if it was something else. I don't know. Oh, yeah. No, I'll have to get a hold of you, Shannon. It was more of the... we got a lot of water down here, and I can't even get into where we want to plant the food plots. And I just didn't know time frames with them or if we wanted to replan or what. I never did food plots before, so we're going to we just want to make sure we can do that halfway right. Oh, the blast cat. Oh, okay. So commercialization of the... It probably did. I don't know. We got to take the commercialization back out of the hunting. And I think that's why a lot of people like to watch yours truly. It isn't just because I'm a genius. Well, my wife is not thinking that I am. But, I think one of the things that I try to do is you can see the excitement and the fun. You can see the rawness. Sometimes you see a little too much. But or hear it. But that's, what we try to bring back. That's the fun part, and that's what needs to come back to it. In my own opinion, is what needs to come back to the hunting industry is that. And instead of going, you got a pure whitetail sticker on your truck, you ain't no buck stick lover. Me, you gonna throw down, boy. No, it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't matter. My wife is just. How is she a saint? Now they're talking about you.
What I do?
I don't know. I thought you were gonna. What did you grab? Chips and dip?
Well, can't make popcorn
Why?
because it's a little loud.
I'm a little loud. They've been listening to me for almost 2 hours. Why can't you have popcorn?
I know. I watched my entire show.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was the season finale.
Oh, you want to talk about our day and be alone in our room?
No.
Oh, all right. We can be on here longer, guys. There's no dying emergency to be going to bed. But that's all right. She's still letting me come to bed, so that's like a heck of an accomplishment on my part. But she is the unicorn. I'm definitely not a unicorn. But no, I don't know. We try to bring that back. We try to bring the fun and the crazy stuff back. This guy, like, Andrew's like really pushing on this. Time to butter the popcorn. Yeah, exactly. That's the fun of it, you know. Now it's, I don't know. It almost seems like it's commercialized all the way across. I mean, how many? I don't know. It almost looks like it too with my state. I hate to say it because I love this state. Like this state's trying to make the host state commercialized. Like what they're doing with raffling off RAM tags and like once in a lifetime tags, instead of having two, three more that could go out to the citizens of the state, they sell them for like 60 plus $1,000. And my question is where's that money going? Because there's already been speculations of where the money went, such as our habitat money that went into the general fund. But I don't know. I guess those people hopefully know what they're doing, and hopefully there's enough checks and balances that will keep it in check. And I still have places to hunt, so I should be happy about that. And I guess you can't do everything perfect, but it is frustrating as far as that. But I guess you gotta, what do they say? Trust the process. It is all about making money, and it shouldn't be all about money. There's some of these states that you can get multiple tags and they're cheap. And then you go to other ones and it's not. And I don't get it. But I guess I'm still grateful that I'm able to go all over the place and be able to chase critters around and still be able to do that. I mean, we're gonna have to figure this out. Andrew's really pushing on a box call. Money is going back. As far as money wise, Mickey, or yeah, I don't know. It costs $15 to bait deer. So what do you do? Do you like put a little tag on it, like you would like on a trap, and say, "This is the Bearded Redneck's baiting station," and then if it's my baiting station, can only I hunt it? Or do you have to have a hunting license to be able to have a baiting license? Or could I have like my grandma have a baiting station here and my wife have one over here and my 5 kids can all have them here, and now I have like a huge like smorgasbord, like all you can eat buffet, like the Golden Corral. Is that possibly what I can do, or it just, I don't know. What are you doing now? You're already done? Did you even open the chips? She came down here and grabbed chips and dip. Would you just open them to decide you didn't want it?
No, those are open upstairs. They're kind of stale.
I think it took her longer to walk downstairs, grab the stuff, and then go back up there than it did to realize she didn't even want it.
I'm laughing.
See, that's exactly right. No, it's going to be a new type of life. Yeah, anything for a buck. That's crazy, Dan.
Our fridge is leaking again.
What's that? What is that? What did you do?
That's our fridge leaking, remember?
Oh, yeah, we have to buy a new fridge. She says we need a new fridge. I just think that we need to clean the coils because there's a little bit of condensation. Huh?
Get to it.
Oh, get to it. Should we do a live cleaning the coils on the fridge? Why are you eating my gummy snakes?
They're not yours.
Who gets them every time that...
There's a bag over there.
I had 5 bags.
Well, now there's
It's a snake. I know. How do I even eat gummy snakes, Andrew?
1.5 bags now.
What do you mean it's 1.5 bags?
There's one and here's a half.
They want $1 for everything. I feel like it's the same way here. I mean, like, one of the things that they do here that drives me nuts, every time you apply for a tag or any kind of license, they charge you $4 for a processing fee. Now, here's what I think's crazy about it. Now, let's say Dan Gark's got an Ace Hardware that is a licensed agent. Okay, so obviously if they're selling fishing or hunting licenses and there's in the Ace Hardware, they should make something. Obviously to do it. Okay, I can see where getting charged a fee for that makes sense so the business owner makes something. But when I go online and fill out everything and I talk to a computer, why should I be paying the agent fee? In a lot of the states like North Dakota, there's a one-time fee for like $5. And I even asked the lady last year when I got my husband-wife resident fishing license. And I asked her, I said, where does that money go? And she was honest. And I appreciated that. She goes, I honestly don't know. And I said, all right. And I said, so am I going to be charged this every single time I buy a license in North Dakota? She goes, no, just once. Why can't South Dakota be that way? She gave me 2 of the snakes. Anybody ever ate these twin snakes? Pretty much amazing. There's no service fee. So you just kind of sell them, get people in the door, hope they sell shells and that type of stuff. I know. Snakes again, Joe. But I don't know. We could go on and on and on and on and on and on about it. Woo! Guess I should just be happy that I can go hunting and fishing still. But it isn't. It's almost turning into a point where it's not. Can't do it cheap. Thank God for caps, I'll tell you that much. Can't do it cheap anymore, I'll tell you that. I guess at least we can still do it. I guess it could be like Europe where only people of prestige or government even are allowed to have guns. Or I think we are going to go rattlesnake hunting. And I totally hate them. I hate snakes. I'm still trying to figure out who came up with this idea, Shannon. We've had a couple of invites to go different places. We're going to go after rattlesnakes. I think the same time we do prairie dogs. We're kind of holding up on the whole dumb arrow thing. But yeah, we are going after rattlesnake. Rattlesnake is actually very good. But yeah, the rattlesnake hunting live. Are they going to be messing around in these food plots? Have you ever had problems with the white-tailed greens attracting rattlesnakes? That's what I need to know. So I might have to rethink this whole white-tailed greens thing if it attracts rattlesnakes. But I don't think where we're playing it, there ain't no rattlesnakes, at least indigenous to the area. Would that be like the kind of sound like the professional smart thing to say? I don't know. Nobody has told me that I look like Jace Robinson. No, they haven't. I'd have to get one of those. Would I have to get a beanie hat? Maybe that would help. I've been told I look like a lot of people. Some are good, some are bad. I ain't gonna lie, but well, that's good. Don't be worried, guys, if you buy whitetail greens. It's a pretty good rattlesnake. What would it be? Like a repeller? What turkey box call am I supposed to send you? That's what I want to know. We're supposed to send him. Should we send him a turkey box call? I wonder how many times he said that since his live's going. How many times has he said, "Send me a turkey box call, brother"? And it's his birthday, I do believe. But yeah, if anybody else has got anything quick, should we send him a turkey instead of a box? We could do that. But yeah, if anybody's got any quick questions here, we'll answer them quick. Otherwise, anti-snake bite clothing. Oh yeah, frozen turkey in a box. Would that be like a banquet's two-piece chicken dinner, Shannon? Would that be what that is? Frozen chicken in a box? Or do you buy some KFC or some Popeyes and just stick it in the deep freeze? Ah, man. Do you think I'm still too sick to go to work? Yeah, they are. I do want to come up there, and maybe I should. If I got to keep waiting on this dumb arrow deal, Dan, maybe I should just come there and go fishing. I wanted to get up there last year, and I've been seeing it, and I haven't even. Austin Summers is watching. How you doing, Austin? Send him an empty turkey box. You did say it a lot, and I do like that. Send me your address, Andrew. We'll figure out something. Message it to me or whatever. Kevin, how do they do that? I do have a fever. I have a fever to go to Michigan and go fishing off the with Dan Gark is what I have. Yeah, you've been staying out late, and then have you been going into work the next day doing that? Holy cow. And then what? Is the limit 6? What if the limit is 6? I do have the black camo fever. Bill's watching again. Bill, we haven't gone away. Number 6 at 13 inches or bigger in that spot. So you guys don't have an over either, do you? So you can catch multiple fish, and you can have, like here it's 1/20. So what's that about? You can have one walleye over 20 inches per day, and yeah, I was gonna say you guys don't have an over. And 13 inches, the ones that you've been having aren't 13 inches. They look like they're about that 22-inch range is my guess. 22 to 24. Gonna watch you. Well, good. I appreciate that, Joe. I really appreciate that. It's usually, sometimes it's just kind of laid back and thrown back like this. This is outside the man cave, not at the archery shack, not on location. But there's a lot of things that are a little more exciting than this. This is just kind of unplugged with the bearded redneck basically tonight. But I really appreciate that, Joe. I'm very glad to have you. Beep setting some 30 inches. Really? Yeah, pretty much most over about 24 I throw back anyways. I got to give them a kiss, of course, but I throw them back. But it's still fun to catch them. I still like in that. I hope so. I think we've gone up like 100. I think we went up like 168 followers this week. So whoever was doing that, thank you very much. But we're still growing pretty steady, and we actually have a lot of people that are getting a hold of us. I've had, if this means anything to anybody watching, I've had 5 different media companies for the sporting goods genre friend me on Facebook in the last 10 days. I've had 7 different companies get a hold of me in the last 2 weeks. And I've, most importantly, met a ton of you on here that some of you have, it's turned into pretty good relationships and friendships. And I haven't even met some of you in person yet. Like Dan Gark there. Bring some Morella more. And Morel walleye bacon wrap. That sounds very good. I have bacon. I have morels and I have walleye. But it'd be nice to eat some Michigan walleye. Yes, it was Jimmy Houston. That's right. And he had that crazy laugh too. Is he still fishing on TV? Is he still kicking? You know who I ran into at the ATA show that was probably, this is who I was the most excited to see at the ATA show. I met Buck, don't get me wrong, and I like the crazy guys like myself. Hank Parker. And I know Hank Parker's been doing the come here deer and the hunting thing for a while, but I remembered Hank Parker from fishing. And the grass, or what is it? The house needs fixing, the grass needs mowing. Gone fishing. But that was when I was a kid. I was like getting in trouble, like casting, like Carolina rigs in the house while he's fishing. And yeah, Bill Dance's bloopers. Those are really good too. Southeastern Iowa. I appreciate that, Joe. And like I said, let me know if I can still apply because I'd apply for over there. Because there's a couple other people that I know that said that I could come over there, but I want to see it's like $500 to bow hunt, and it takes like 5 years on average to get one out of state. But I'd still try for it. My luck, I'd get it, but that would be awesome. But what is that? It's been 2 hours and 5 minutes. What time is it? It's like 10:45. Huh. He did, really. Kevin Van, he was wild. He's like crazy like I am. And he's hunting now? What kind of hunting is he doing? Is he bow hunting? Now that's funny, Dan. I can't wait. If he ain't watching, I can't wait for him to see that comment. I get the couch. Kevin's got to sleep outside. Does the dog get to sleep in the house? Yeah, no, there isn't. Yeah, no, I'd be willing to set something up, Bill. Talk to him and let me know. I'm pretty sure Illinois tag was like, I want to say it was like 487 or something like that to get a any deer tag and an antlerless tag. Because I want to say that it was like $80 or it was like $90 more or something like that, or maybe it was $100 more to get the doe tag. And then when I looked at two tags versus the one, then it looked like I could trick my wife into it a little more as far as saying, hey, I want to do this. But she was on par last year. I can do that. Like I said, I need to get the stuff set up now because I want to do, last year was set up was Illinois, Ohio, and boom, boom. Well, I have a 2-week stretch off there that I'm going to go, and I don't know, does the rut hit there about the same time it does here, Bill? Because last year was probably one of the coolest ruts I'd seen in 20 years. I mean, it was go time like November, what was it, November 6th, or I think it was November 7th. November 7th, there was a huge buck shot right in my area. I went up north and I saw a couple of bucks in the one draw. I bounced to the other one and there was like 11 of them. I shot the one I wanted and I was done. Boom. Second day. And I was like, let's roll. And I wanted to take off, and then I remembered that, thank you, Andrew. But then we had to stick around and help out family move and get the mother-in-law situated in the nursing home. But so we weren't able to go. But again, yeah, do that. And usually hits late October, early November, but fluctuates. And exactly, and that's the way that I set my when I set that up. It's like, call me when you see. This is what I tell them up north at the in-laws. I say, let me know when you see deer running around during the day with their tongues hanging out, or bucks standing in the ditch with the doe laying in the ditch midday, and they don't even care that you stop or you're driving by. When you can call me and tell me that, I'll drop everything and I'm coming. But usually that is still waiting to. Yeah, it is a big deal to me, Mickey. I know that some of that stuff was back ordered and some of it was different stuff. But those of you that didn't get stuff from that, okay, now I know it's you, and there was a couple of other people. I'm gonna make sure you get something. If it doesn't come from the other places that said that you're gonna get your stuff, I know some of the shirts and the hats were on back order, but I will send something myself. And if you haven't heard anything, has it been a while, Mickey? If it's been a while, that's not me. That's not something I do with my giveaways. If it's been a while that you've mentioned it to them, I can mention it to them again, or I can just send you something different. I can send you a bearded redneck shirt or something different, because that I know it was crazy and there was a lot of stuff given away that night, and I've sent lists and tried to do different things, and I don't want there to be hard feelings with anybody. I just want people that won stuff to get stuff. So if there's something I can do to help with any of that stuff, I will. Who is this? Why can't I get hello right here? Now it's like it's not working. It needs to work. Aha. Okay. So, how you doing, Austin? Out-of-state deer applications are from the first Saturday in May through the first Sunday in June. So I have time still. So what do I got to do? Can I do it online? Or what do I got to do there? And is there certain counties, Joe, or... Yeah, and I believe they are $648 plus fees. What fees? Do I need to see like a... oh my gosh. Now, what is it? Tell me it's like $20 for you, Joe. Is it like $20 for you? How much do you have to pay in-state to shoot a deer? That's nuts. And like I one of my deals was I wanted to go around and hunt in every state. But that seems a little bit like, God. It's like, is it like $20 for you, Joe? Hopefully it's halfway cheap for in-state, but that's absolutely asinine. Why is it that high? I'm half tempted to call them tomorrow and ask them if they've been brought up on charges yet by the state's attorney for highway robbery. That's crazy. Now answer me this. What part... Oh, so you got the lifetime now. A lot of the states can somewhat have exactly. That's crazy. I thought that it was like Lee and Tiffany and the Drurys and all those people that came there that glamorized them up as such an amazing place to hunt. And see, that's why I thought that people said they went so high. But And then other people told me that it was South Dakota's fault that the licenses went so high because we charge so much, 250 or something for people to come in. And so then they all started charging 250 because South Dakota made everybody mad and blah 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 blah. And yeah, I've heard a lot of stories on it. I appreciate that, Joe. I will look into it. That is wow. Do you have like the best deer hunting property in the whole area? That's crazy. Now is that a buck tag? I'm hoping. Watch that be a doe tag. $648 plus fees. What fees do I gotta play? I mean, it makes me feel like I need to see a proctologist after I pay that fee for a tag like that. I'm just like, holy cow. It just seems, wow. I'd love to come over and go hunting with you, Joe, and I'll try to do it. I just, God, you think they'd go live with me and explain to me why the fees are so high? That would be kind of a good live, wouldn't it? If we could get the, I actually have a couple of the Iowa game wardens. Actually, everyone I've met in Iowa, real nice people in the DNR. What did I do? I got a river otter. What did I pay? $246 for an out-of-state Iowa trapping license. But I am proud to say that I caught a river otter. I caught a river otter in a coyote snare, and I had to get a CITES tag for it. What was this? Was this in 2000? Was it 2014? I don't know, somewhere in there. I don't know. I got the CITES tag, and I kept my license. I got the river otter mounted. I didn't even want to do it, but the DNR officer from Iowa actually talked me into it. I was just going to sell the pelt. I didn't realize that how big of a feat it was. That would be awesome. But yeah, no, we'll still check into it, Joe, and we'll still apply. But that just seems wholly crazy. Now, does the season go later over there too, Joe? Does it go a little later? As far as the archery season, does it go past, like South Dakota's goes till like, January 1st? Does yours guys go into February? I know South Dakota's tags all used to change to antlerless tags. Now they're not. Only the antlerless tags carry, and yeah, I don't know. They're taking all the fun out of hunting, especially for the hard-working average Joe. It goes until January 10th, so about the same time. Yeah. But no, it'd be nice to do that. I mean, even going, my mom's got a farm over in Minnesota, over by Pipestone, northeast of Pipestone. And it's $120 to shoot a doe. And that's family coming over on family's land and helping out a family's farm and get rid of some of the crop destroyers. And it's $250 for a buck tag. But I mean, that's the same stuff that South Dakota is, I guess. But at least for people coming in. We'll have to check in it. What's the? We'll have to figure out the probability of getting a license. I know a lot of people apply for them. There isn't some bad public hunting. Now with the bow tags, are you stuck to certain counties? You know a guy that wants to go on an elk hunt? He's a celebrity, huh? I'm going on an elk hunt. I might be going on two elk hunts. Um, I don't know. We might be coming to. We might be going to Colorado with one, and hopefully we can get the one in South Dakota here. The one in South Dakota is going to be a cow tag. The one in Colorado, then we'd go for an any tag, I guess. Um, I don't know. I guess we're gonna make a few phone calls tomorrow. We're gonna try to get this arrow thing figured out. Um, It'd be nice when that nightmare's over with. We get the arrows figured out. We got to get out and try to shoot. We got to shoot some stuff. We got to get some carp. How many people have ate flying carp? I've ate it, and it's actually good. Once I figured out how to fillet it and how to get it boneless, it's actually really good white flaky meat. It's nothing like a common carp, but shoot some common carp too. I like to cut some up, put them in the garden, kind of like the Native Americans used to do with their crops, and you bury a little piece of it. Iowa DNR right there. There it is. You think we could get them on the phone live and they could answer some of these questions? Um, okay. Walk the woods or hit the water? You don't work tomorrow, huh, Dan? Calling in sick. Um, your turkey season's over, isn't it, Dan? I'd say hit the water. That's my vote on that. Unless turkey season's going, then I go after a turkey. Carp is actually really good. The flying carp are really good, and that's when we go out on the boat and shoot at some, and hopefully, if we get some, we will get. Then I'd go fishing. That's just me. But then again, if you could find some mushrooms, that's only a certain window. But I'm sure it's only a certain window that you catch them off the piers too before they move out of those bays. I don't know. Maybe you can keep catching them there all the time. Um, why can't you do both? Could you do both? Doing both would be good. That'd be my deal. I'd do both. But yeah, the carp's actually pretty good too, and I got a couple of smokers, so I might as well do it. And I don't know, my wife was getting pretty good at brining it and adding brown sugar or whatever she adds. Walk through the there you go, walk through the woods to your boat. But I don't know if he's going pier fishing or shore fishing. Yeah, you could. There you go. You could bring your gunny sack and your fishing pole. I think the pole. I think that's winning. You might just have to do both of them. Can you handle doing both of them, Dan? Might have to see if he's able to do that. Yeah, we were gonna go to what was that? I was gonna go to a. This would have turned out bad. I was going to go to a 3D Reinhardt shoot this weekend, and it was 262 miles away. It was in Rochester, Minnesota, and the arrow issue screwed me up, so I was frustrated, so I didn't go. And I started reading about this shoot a little better. And it was a traditional or a longbow shoot. So here I would have showed up with my compound and drove 262 miles one way. I would have looked like a total buffoon, but I wonder if they would have still let me shoot it anyways. Probably not. And then I wouldn't have brought a recurve or anything else with. Yeah, that might have been a little bad. I have not been down to Louisiana carp fishing yet. But we have the flying carp up here too. Is that the kind of carp that you're talking about? Are you talking about just the common carp or the grass carp or the glass carp or those type of carp? Yeah, you have a great night also, Shannon. Thanks for stopping in. Like I said, we'll get a hold of you. We got to figure out maybe if there's some kind of whitetail greens rice mix, if it never dries up here, so we can get a food plot going. But we had a few questions on that. We want to make sure we get everything right. We just need everything to get dried up a little bit. I did see a couple of air seeders in the field and a couple of planters. Some guys are trying to plant. We might be close. We got to go and check some of the land to make sure. Maybe it's getting dried up on the top part of these hills, and we can do that. Off to bed. Yeah, it is after midnight. It's after 11 here. Holy cow! 2 hours and 30 minutes. God, we went for a while tonight, but it was good. Those of you that hung around, I really do appreciate it. Joe, welcome aboard. We'll be checking into this Iowa hunt and seeing some more on that. Bill, let me know what Nick says, and if we can plan something to all coordinate with Illinois, that would be awesome. The rest of you, thank you very much for watching. And when we figure out some more stuff going on here, which could be in like 2 minutes, who knows. But we'll be having some stuff on there. Hopefully we'll be doing something fun this weekend besides getting another alignment at Tires Plus. But get a hold of us. Let us know your comments, your thoughts, anything that's going on. And if it's something going on that we can get down there, we'd love to be a part of it. Otherwise, we're going to sign off too, because I probably got to do the work thing tomorrow too. But you guys have a good evening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And until next time, you guys have a good one.